Oh,
it was like
the size of that thing.
I know it was a banana, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I've never seen it that big.
I've never seen a banana that big either.
I know.
Left coast is the best coast.
We back. We in effect. What? We back.
What?
We back. Oh man, you lose, dog. All right, you out. Next round.
Oh crap! Were we live? Did they hear that?
To the Big Banana Show.
Did they hear that? Were we live?
No, there's no one watching.
So look at this. Kenner Vintage, awesome. So Dino found this for me in one of his local shops, and this is the exact reason that if you were watching my live streams as I was setting up that toy room, and I found a box full of Kenner parts, this is the good example of why I keep all those random parts. Because when Dino found this, it's just basically a shell, no weapons are on it. He got it for just a few dollars. I can't remember, but I think it was less than $20. And this thing goes for a lot when it's complete. But I said, I don't care because I have all these parts. I have boxes.
That's a hard one there.
I have boxes and boxes of parts for Kenner stuff just for this reason. So now we got the other one, and then we got the last weapon.
Oh, wow. You got all the parts
to put over here.
No, that's good. Same here. I have tubs of parts, but I rarely complete stuff.
So now I've got like a cool ship. This I think is the last mini rig that I needed. So
okay, now quick quiz, John. Without reading, what's that mini rig called?
It's the Endor Raider, right? Or was it the Endor Ranger?
I think it's Forest Ranger.
Forest Ranger, is that what it was?
I believe so, yeah.
Forest Ranger.
Does it have any letters? Is it called like the...
I don't know if it had like an MT or ET7 or something rate number, yeah.
Oh, G-Force and Vern are having a fight in the chat. Who was here first?
Butted in line. Uh-oh.
No budsies. G-Force was just saving her spot. Hello, Gerard. Good morning to you, sir. Orlando. How you doing, buddy? Oh, someone else wants to come in here. And it's not Vern. Vern's chicken.
Chicken. Barb, it's a chicken. Barb, it's a chicken.
Welcome. That's a good Dave Filoni voice you do. Did you see? They're at the little whatever court, we'll call it court, and everyone's sitting down, and it's like perfectly level for like Chopper to just see over top. Like they need an android or they need a robot in the stands.
And he yelled out when he was like,
they're talking crap about droids,
and he's like, what?
Oh, Ed's listening to AM radio instead of us.
I got you. Yeah.
Hello, Gerard. Mr. B. So what did everyone think of the episode 7? The second to last episode. I think honestly it's got better every episode. Like I can literally say the first 3 episodes I didn't like. And then 4, I'm like, wow, this is cool. Then 5, and I still, my one thing is, why did they do Anakin the way they did when we first saw him? Because it's literally like that was from the dollar store, and this is from high-end big budget film company now. Like it's 2 completely different corporations animated that Anakin or
there had
whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that's
Pandemic.
That's my one thing that stands out so far in the whole series being just odd.
This hologram version of Anakin was even a little bit different than the other. I think it was 3 different companies.
He looked great, man. Like,
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying
better quality too.
I'm not saying he was bad. I'm just saying he was different than the one we saw in episode 5 or whatever.
Oh, I see.
But
we did see a little glimpse of him like wearing that armor, but it was very smoky and it wasn't a hologram form. It was like dream form, if you want to call it that, right? This one, the color was good. I got a nice, good screenshot of it. You can see the scar. He's got the medium length hair, and I'm like, they just nailed it, man. Like,
Yeah.
de-aging or not, I thought he's one of the better looking characters in the show by far. Like, we already know him, so we kind of know what to expect. And I don't think anyone's been disappointed, except for when I say the very first glimpse when we got him in that, the underwater world there.
So
Man,
I have to ask a question. If you don't want to answer it now, we can do it later. But if I remember correctly, Rook died in Rebels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is
Dead,
Enoch,
dead.
so is Enoch gonna play the role of Rook instead?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, that's what I'm
if I remember correctly, Rook I remember him from the stories in the books, and then in the cartoons, he was in the cartoons.
Yeah.
But in the cartoons, he was a little more like Schmeagol, like
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
hunched over and maybe walking on his hands and feet at the same time, like like.
That's how their race was, though. In the books, they had
But the book, I didn't really get that. I just got he was an alien guy. Like
and
in the
the
comics,
books,
they
the
had
books
a
they
little.
had some weird fascination with Leia too, because she was the daughter of Vader. So it was like
That's I remember
weird,
that too.
Okay,
weird, like,
so maybe Enoch won't, because that was Rook's motivation for stabbing Thrawn in the back. But so maybe Enoch won't do that then, because he wouldn't have that motivation of knowing Vader and being obsessed
Well,
with Leia. So
we don't know what he is, like if he's an alien or what type of species he actually is, and we don't know like where he came from. It's just some random
dead people.
guy.
Dead people, Vern.
But I don't
think he's an
I don't
alien.
Like, I
because
think
he
he's the only one that's like alive out of the whole troop. I think
Well,
everybody else.
now I question if any of the stormtroopers are dead, because we didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they are now.
We saw a whole lot of them die in this episode, and not a single one of them turned to smoke.
No,
Yeah,
and they didn't get back to life either, which is another way that zombies can do it, right? But
they didn't die like they just shut off. They died and screamed in agony. Sometimes they were like, "Oh."
You know what it could be? It could just be more so like the Night Sisters cast a spell to like make them super loyal to Thrawn. Because like you would think if you're maraudered out there on this world, like they probably lost their minds and went crazy and went AWOL and everything else. So like I could definitely see maybe the magic from the Night Sisters like taking them in.
Vern's trying to count my theories. Hey man, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. When we see like Omega not become the armor, then I didn't get that one right. But until it happens, it's still possible. So now the new theories I saw a couple weeks ago, which I just saw right away, and I'm like, that's funny. You just made that because she's blonde. Was that Shin Hati is Phasma, Captain Phasma? And I thought, that's so funny. But literally, after watching this episode and the dialogue that Balin throws at her and stuff, I think something like you will get a new spot in the Empire, kind of in the new Empire. And I'm just like, you know what, man? They're gonna make that be what it is. Like, I know that's not what it is, but I mean,
Phasma's got a book and like an origin. So like she gets found by Hux's dad, and like that's how.
Yeah, that's what I knew. It was just a funny theory, but I mean, so last week I was like, oh yeah, all those stormtroopers with the red bandanas on, the essays, they're all zombie troopers, right? And
so,
Enoch, I thought was the one that was still a living being. I just assumed he might be an alien because he did speak in an alien tongue at one time, and the subtitles just said, alien language. It didn't say what language. Yeah. But when those little Ninja Turtle guys spoke today, it was the naughty language, like N-O-T-I, naughty. They're naughty.
Why are they naughty? Why are they naughty? Naughty little aliens. Naughty little aliens. What they do to be naughty?
I got a theory where I think like this is all gonna play out, because like I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stay. I just got home from work and my phone's not charged. But
it's in the other room. I don't have my hat near me.
I think Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine are gonna get stuck there, and Skeleton Crew will be the one to find them. Like that's how they'll get back.
Yeah, I saw someone say that theory today. I know they're gonna tie in together.
They tie in though somehow, some way, and that would be the easiest way for them to tie in. The ship's lost in the unknown regions. It would make total sense for them to like stumble across the planet and
And it would be interesting to see, our introduction to that, that Skeleton Crew show be in another galaxy, like where we're kind of at now. It's a totally, cool theory, and it very well could happen. I think we do know, though, that there is a school that they attend on Apollo Creed's planet in the Mandoverse. Where they fought those pirates. And those pirates are also supposed to be a main part of this Skeleton Crew series, too. But again, these are all theories from, a year ago. Even with the Ahsoka show, like a lot of the theories I heard, sorry, I'm taking my hat off, theories and on-set photo leaks were Ahsoka riding a horse and Baylan riding a horse and, things like that. And it turned out they were, riding these wolf beast kind of things, which is still pretty awesome, like whatever they are. And they look even more badass in this one when you had 20 of them riding up on the trailer park that was on the road, the caravan.
Yeah.
And you could see like it wasn't all just CGI. Like there's realism to this episode by far, the most like on set realism to me compared to the others.
I was going to ask, did they try to mimic the stop motion kind of look from the Tauntauns in the way that those riders rode the beasts? Because it kind of had that same feeling to me. You know what I mean?
I would say there might be a good mix. Like maybe there's a mix where they do have a couple of big puppets. They have them half off screen and they lick their lips or whatever. And then when they do other stuff, they'll CGI it on an actual horse or donkey or whatever they're riding kind of thing. It's cool though, man.
Did they paint a horse green and like have it be like a giant green screen horse?
Yeah, just have the body. It'd be interesting. Shows like this is where I really look forward to the making of specials they do afterwards because I want to see how much of it's green screen and how much of it's the stagecraft set and how much of it's on Octu Island or Ireland or wherever they went to film. It blows me away, man, and we'll learn a little more every time.
What do you guys think? What do you think Baylan's ultimate thing is? Like, what do you think he's after at this point?
Well,
dude, I'm confused to be honest. Like,
yeah, I gotta ask. I think I had to ask you or Eric some of this because you guys might know more of it. But what is it? The Zepho, right? The Zepho. Yeah. Doesn't the Zepho have some kind of tie-in with the Night Sisters with the Dathomirians?
So
that's their planet, I believe.
So the stage we saw Thrawn on, that big gate last week that he was like giving orders from, the big moat looking thing, and it had all the carvings in the back of it. Those carvings are the same carvings from the Zepho temple on Dathomir in Fallen Order.
The game, right? In the game.
Yeah.
So
it was like a god, and like he's the reason like he made home on Dathomir and like was worshipped as a god, but then they left and went to a different galaxy. So it could be that the Zepho
does it imply? Yeah, does it imply that the Zepho were on Peridia or whatever? Wouldn't that be what Baylan is looking for? Because the Zepho use the Force in a different way as well.
I've heard Abeloth, who's the mother. She's from like Legends canon, but she's the mother of the father, son, and daughter. I've heard the actual world between worlds that's what he's looking for, or because I don't know if you saw the Easter egg going around on his gauntlet, the names. Did you see that?
Yeah.
On Leia, Chewie, R2.
But I don't think that's related to him at all. I think that's just for us.
Yeah, I think I think it was more. I don't
think they do things like that for no reason. Same reason I gotta go back. Obi-Wan Kenobi told young Leia, I remember having a brother. You don't that's not just dirt you throw.
Yeah, but the brother thing's been thrown out.
You wasted an hour of your filming day to film that scene where you said that line.
But the brother thing's been brought up.
Baylan,
and
when they put Aurebesh lights and characters
over
anywhere, whether it's the background or on a poster or on their armor, all that has to go through approval stages with Pablo and Filoni and Favreau to make sure it doesn't say, go eat cock.
And why does the temple say your mom on it.
It doesn't. You're watching Screen Crush too much. I love that guy. He'll always do that. He'll say stuff and then he's like, "Your mom."
Yeah,
And
the
John,
the,
go
the
for it.
Obi-Wan brother thing was mentioned in like 3 books already. So like it's not new. It's just something that he that's the only memory he has of his childhood. So it's something he uses as a thing to relate to people with.
I think with Balin and Shin now, with the dialogue he gave her today, and kind of just shoo now, you young Padawan. Like
That was a
I'm
weird
thinking that she's now not his daughter. When I'm thinking there was a chance, there was a relation there. Now I'm like,
No.
no, not, because he really cared when she got pancaked her against that rock. He's like, "Urgh." But
yeah,
now
yeah.
he's like, oh no, he doesn't care as much. So hello,
Nah,
Brett. Brett's driving while listening, so I can't just
definitely
wave.
somebody
I gotta say
found,
hi,
like,
Brett.
found along the way. And I just thought that interaction was really strange, like a real weird way to just like split them apart, which leads me to think that like she might kill him in the next episode because now she's
No,
all on her own.
I think that she's going to run back to Thrawn and them, and Balin's gone now. Balin's out of the story. He's gone.
Could be,
And that's
but
what I'm afraid of too, that we actually will not ever see Balin again on screen, period.
yeah, it's a possibility. I think
Because
The
he
only
come back into
you know,
play though.
when they
the
made
only
it,
other they had a plan when they made it, but I think that now that he's passed away, I don't, unless it was something super important and super grand that they really wanted to do, they might recast him. But I don't see that. Usually I don't think they recast a lot. So
it's possible, but I think if Dave is gonna pull from the Heir to the Empire and the original Thrawn trilogy of books, where we have this character Joris Kaboth,
Seaboth,
who is this is, I think, Joris Kaboth. Without being him, it's just he's kind of, in my opinion, the replacement for that overall, story character. And in those books, Joris Kaboth, C
I thought it was.
apostrophe.
I always thought it was Saboth, but
It's from a book, so it's however you want to pronounce it, to be fair.
Okay.
And he ends up battling Thrawn. Like they have a battle.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I don't think Balin's ever going to see or duel Ahsoka or any of our Jedi friends ever again. But maybe he'll have a showdown with Thrawn if Dave Filoni kind of maybe pulls towards the books a little more. And what I'm saying that because I think that the Shin Hati character is kind of the fake Mara Jade that we'll never get. And that's because they're two of the similar kind of characters. They're dark side Jedi.
George didn't like Mara, that's why.
He created them both. Well, he created one of them.
George
didn't create either, I guess.
No,
he approved them.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't like her as a character. That's always been like the running gag.
But I don't know. I sort of feel like I guess Shin could go one of two ways. She could either chase after her master, chase after Balin, or she could go to Thrawn. If she goes to Thrawn, she just comes back with Thrawn and those guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then if she goes to Balin, then they do have a way to write this as a way out. If she goes to Balin, I don't think we see Balin or Shin again in the last episode. They're done.
Oh, I do. I definitely
what I think might happen is those characters, like if Shin goes to Balin, then both those characters were meant to come back in a future show, movie, or series, whatever. And
no, I think she's off.
And now, if since the actor for Balin is dead, what they will do is they will write whatever they had in mind for Balin will now be what Shin does instead. You know what I mean? Because they'll just have it like during the events of finding this magic power or whatever Balin was after. Balin died trying to get it, and then Shin took his place and got the power instead of him. So that's how they'll write it and bring it back in.
He died before they this show was already done. So I think whatever happens, it's already going to happen, and they're definitely involved in the next episode because they have to be. If they just leave that open as an open-ended story, that is disservice to that whole thing. Because for what? What was the point then for him to be
It
involved?
is, but what can you do
Because it's
though?
building up.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to show it though in the next episode. That's what we're
No,
gonna get. We're gonna get the.
Because
We're gonna get.
we're not getting any kind of resolution in this
Yeah,
show.
we are.
They're
we
gonna
are.
No,
fly
I
back.
don't think
No.
we are. I think we're gonna
So
have
you
a
honestly
wait cliffhanger.
yeah, you
They're gonna have to
honestly
give you
think that they're
something.
gonna
Thrawn-
fly.
So,
You honestly think Thrawn's gonna fly back to the New Republic and they're gonna have a gigantic battle between the New Republic and Thrawn's gonna be wiped out so the New Republic can go on
No.
in just
40
one
minutes.
episode? Yeah,
No,
in
'cause
40
I-
minutes.
so I already know, like within the first 10 minutes of the next episode, Thrawn makes it back to the new galaxy. So like that's already done. Thrawn's not gone, and they're all stuck there. So like that's all not. They're gonna have to do something with Balin and Shin to resolve it. There's no other way. How are you gonna kill that whole storyline with
Ooh.
Ahsoka and all them? You're gonna have to do something.
No, I think they all make it back. Ahsoka, everybody. The only ones who don't is Balin. And now if Shin goes to Balin, it'll be Balin and
Unfortunately,
Shin.
that's not what happens, John. So like,
Don't give me that crap.
unfortunately.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
And
just-
Filoni
You
like
didn't, you
this.
didn't write the script.
No, but I already heard what's supposed to happen as far as that. So like that's what I'm saying. That's
I
why I
don't
think
believe it.
this all ties in with Skeleton Crew, and they're all getting to get stuck.
No. No.
So G-Force thinks that his favorite character, Asajj Ventress, I don't know.
She's
It's a
dead.
reincarnation of Grievous. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
again, we're dealing with these wicked witches of the new Star Wars galaxy.
It's possible.
Nobody's dead. Nobody's dead in the Filoniverse.
She did dedicate herself to the Night Sisters at the very end, and Obi-Wan and Quinlan Voss bury her in the pool in Dathomir. So it's possible.
Yeah, that happened in the cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
we do see the witches use their magic as like as a Google Maps thing.
Well, she was
Yeah.
buried
Find my iPhone. Like I can do that with my iPhone. Like, and you need 3 witches to do it. It was interesting because I haven't seen powers of any kind in Star Wars used as like a wayfinding device. It's interesting. Although when Ahsoka like closes her eyes and says Sabine, and Sabine
that's how they tracked her.
Like, okay, so she communicated with her, but how in that communication did she like locate her? Like where? Oh, I know where she is now.
Well, that's how
she
Leia
gets
knew where
my
Luke
name.
was. Remember in
know.
Empire Strikes Back, Leia knew where Luke was. You know,
Leia. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Vader
But
knew
I
where
did
Luke,
like this episode. It pulled a lot
Vader
of
and
little.
Luke knew where each other were.
But that's also how the Night Sisters found where they were too, because that's what they were using. As soon as Ahsoka tapped in to use the Force, the other one fell.
Yeah, Maul was
That's
dead.
right,
The Emperor was dead.
Maul was never dead though. He
I
only got
think
cut-
all those.
Twice. Maul was dead twice.
Yeah,
No, he only got cut in half the first time. The second time he
And
died.
yeah, all people die when they're cut in half. Come on.
No, he didn't though, because he used the Force.
He did,
hate-
and then George
Hate
quit,
fueled him.
and then he wasn't up to George anymore.
Well, he would have came back for the sequel trilogy if it was up to George. That was the plan. It was Darth Talon and Darth Maul as the villains for the sequel trilogy.
So we make a live appearance on Coruscant,
in a
which is
microscopic
kind of neat.
world.
I didn't see any, familiar ships flying by, although I looked. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
But yeah, interesting that we start off, we got all these Jedi and rebels in peril on another galaxy, and they go to, let's start with Night Court.
and they took the banner down and put up an actual etched symbol into the building.
Yeah. So there's no more,
it's
Empire
now permanent. It's now
Yeah.
permanent.
Now you can know for a fact this is after Mando, especially what Carson Teva says in the here.
Yeah, so like everyone should know all along, all of the Mando shows, all of the Book of Boba Fett shows, all the Ahsoka shows are in order that we have watched them.
Well,
That
they
is
were
one of them.
they were
Unless
saying,
they're told differently.
Basically.
but they were saying originally that this took place concurrently with season 3, and it doesn't. Now we know that this falls after.
Favreau said something in an interview a year ago, but also he can't spoil stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
Well,
what's
it.
most important here is that Lord Hammerhead. Thank you very much, Lord
Yes,
Hammerhead.
Lord Hammerhead's there,
his
and
seat.
Admiral Akbar sitting in that seat too.
Yeah, so Akbar didn't have credits, like his name in the credits, But I'm led to believe that is actual Admiral Akbar,
Well, of course it
judging
is.
by
It
Yeah.
his uniform. I wish he would have spoke,
I know he should have went. Leia.
because I do believe that the actor is with us. Interesting, and we got another, some couple of calamaris. We got a Neum Nub guy without a helmet on, which looks really weird.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
We got another
got a-
Ishi Tib
He's got a
guy.
mustache too. He's got his whole line of his lip is a mustache, which is pretty great.
It looks so weird without a helmet on. Like it just.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's getting like in trouble. They're spanking her on her badass space booty. And what did you think of this scene here when Captain Carson Teva walks in and gives a little nod? No, it didn't happen, kind of thing.
So I heard a funny like fan theory that a lot of people think like Teva and Hera are like Teva's the rebound for Kanan.
No, but he just walked in. She looked at him. He's like, it didn't happen. So do you think she was expecting him to have, that note from Leia? Like, this is why I'm late for class, because I got this note from Leia. And then he's like, And later someone else shows up with that note. So that's my feeling of this. But I love his new outfit. We have a third version of Captain Carson Teva that we can have in an action figure.
And so not a single one, Hasbro. What do we have to do?
What? You know which one we're going to get?
We're
going to get this one. I'm telling you right now, this is the one we're going to get.
I'd be fine with it.
One, not the X-Wing pilot. This one I like. I really like this. He's got the Han Solo pants happening.
This or the Rancor jacket, one or the other. Like I'm cool if we don't get the fighter pilot version. Like this is fine.
Same here. I actually prefer. This is the one I want.
Yeah.
We have no character. Finn is in a similar kind of jacket, but because
we're gonna have Hera. We need him to go with Hera.
But yeah, awesome to see him again. He's like,
I kind of wondered if he went. I kind of wondered if he went to like talk to Bale Antilles or someone else. You know what I mean?
So do you guys? In my assumption,
maybe
every time we see him is where we would have seen Gina Carano previously. That's my assumption. Is like everything that was planned for Gina and her little cameos and the different stuff. He took over that role now and is the Phil Coulson, where Gina was going to be the one pulling them all together, I think.
Gotcha.
So this is the line from Carson mentioning, what about that conflict on Mandalore? Which had just happened, so kind of keep us in line with the timeline. But it's pretty neat. Seeing Hera without her ears covered for the first time, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if everyone noticed that, but usually, she's wearing like earphones and goggles, and you don't see her green ear holes or whatever you want to call them.
Him holding back Chopper was the funniest thing.
Yeah, that was
she looks great now. When I first saw her,
you trust the word of a droid, and Chopper's like,
yeah.
She looks great now. When we first saw her in the trailers and in the first 3 episodes, I didn't like her costume. Like I liked her bomber jacket, but and the orange pants, I just thought she looked too much like the cartoon character. But now I'm liking her. Like it's a little more natural. It's a different outfit, so we're getting a little more, personal with the characters. But
hold on, I'll be right back.
All right. But our Lord and Savior, C-3PO braced us.
I love this. So for a split second, I had the descriptive audio on, so I saw his little "how rude" before.
Yeah,
my first instinct was, oh my God, are they gonna do Leia? Like, are they literally gonna have her walk in? And like, then we got 3PO as the proxy, which I was like, all right, I'm fine with that too. But for a split second, until we actually saw it was just him by himself, I was like, oh my God, are they going to pull the Leia card now? Like, are we going to get her here?
I did think, I knew, like you and maybe some other people, the rumors were out there that C-3PO was in this series, and it was rumored to be in the last 3 episodes. It did happen. I was still surprised by it. It was fantastic. Anthony Daniels himself was given the credit in the role, so I'm actually really curious because I didn't see anything on the Twitter if he's actually in the costume.
A couple of people were pointing out
since the movies.
Well, a couple people were pointing out subtle differences that like he normally didn't do in the suit, like his head being tilted up like this, something Anthony Daniels didn't normally do, and something about the neck. So like I'm assuming it wasn't him in the suit, but I could
Well,
be.
I know it's another actor's played like almost every protocol droid for the past like 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
I follow him on Instagram. He's very talented. He
yeah.
does all these. He did the Blue Droid. He did C-3PO and other shows. And
So that's what people were pointing out
but I
online.
wonder because
His head
that
being,
other actor did not get his name in the credits. The
but that's
only credits for C-3PO were Anthony Daniels.
yeah, that's normal though now with the shows. They haven't really been doing it until the character like is actually a prominent character, you know, a person continuously playing the role.
Oh no, they named every one of these people like in the court in the credits. None
Yeah,
of them
but
were C-3PO though. He
yeah,
got
but
the headlining, like in the opening credits. The main actors of the show with special
yeah.
guests, you know, the Fonz or you know, who, whatever Zillow or Lizzo, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
the Fonz, Jack Black, you know, special guest appearances. He was prominent in the credits like that. But either way, one of the better scenes of this episode, because it, you know, it hit me in my member berries, and
I was
I was
glad, like, because we had seen, you know, R2 and Book of Boba Fett twice, and so like he was the one person that we hadn't seen. So it was really nice to get this cameo. And I like how like Dave's Dave's taking lines from the original movies and having them reiterate those lines in different
yeah,
things. Like
give him some credit with that.
The how rude even was just from, you know, when he gets told he Chutu by that other protocol droid. And how rude. And, you know, so like little things like that are just really, when done right, you're not, you know, ripping it off, you're paying homage. And there's a fine line between the two. And like Force Awakens was a total ripoff. This is a total homage to George. And it's a very stark difference, you could tell.
Similar, he definitely has zero experience compared to George, so I can't give him all that kind of credit.
Yeah, no, I
so
can't.
a couple of good comments. Everyone's
protege.
I'm appreciating Hera a little more now than I was earlier on in the series. I do like, you know, a girl in glasses, so she does. I do like the goggles, but it's just cool to see her without them. A G-Force wants to see her captured by the Hutts and wearing a slave Ula costume. All these preverts in the chat. Here we go, another one. Imagine if Hera was Ula. That's not a left coast theory. That's a Mr. B theory. All right, what we got next here? So yes, thank you, C-3PO, for hitting the big screen. And yeah, Chopper got a little upset there when the guy's like, I can't have droids. Droids can't deliver notes.
He better watch his back. Chopper, he's
and like, he was like holding the back. Like, what's Chopper gonna do? Like jump over the railing and go assault the senator? Oh, stay back, Chopper. Whoa, well.
Yeah, he held him back. He was gonna get him.
That's cool, like because you need droids in the courtroom to watch and learn stuff. So yeah, we got the yellow stripe Han Solo kind of pants, which I thought was awesome. Yeah, and, man, he looked great here.
I'm assuming Xiono is gonna be the one. So like in the Claudia Gray novel, I forget the name of Bloodlines. You know, it's leaked out that Leia is the daughter of Vader, and that's how basically she leaves the New Republic and starts the Resistance. I'm assuming Xiono is going to be the person who leaks the information in the movie universe. You know, like I'm
he's obviously up to no good or has
he's got some sort of like beef with her, and like she trumped him in this whole episode. Like she even C-3PO even like hesitates the line, and he's like without her after like he says what he says, and so like you could tell that Leia's like pulling her weight here, and he's not going to be happy
very
with
much
that.
so.
I think that's where we're gonna see maybe come the movie time is like she'll be ousted from her position as defense counsel, and then that's what leaves them totally fucked when the First Order comes.
What I would like to see is that senator guy that no one likes and Mon Mothma's husband. I'd like to see them fed to that Rancor.
I don't think
both dickheads.
I think her husband's long dead by this point. Like I think he's dead.
Yeah, interesting. I'm curious. Yeah.
Sure.
look at 3PO, which I thought was cool. They still got the little, remnants where his restraining bolt was and stuff like that.
And didn't get the red arm yet, so we know.
No red arm yet. I was wondering when I heard the rumors 3PO was going to be in the Ahsoka series. I'm wondering, I'm like, will he have his red arm? Will we recognize him?
Or will we see how he got his red arm? But yeah, no, not
Well,
here.
that's apparently canon in a comic book, which is silly because
Santo ripped it off.
comic books don't count to me. But here's our mandatory space booty shot. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to stay for the whole stream. My phone's already telling me it's dying.
All good. And Mon Mothma, our first time seeing her in live action on the Ahsoka show, and not just a hologram or a FaceTime call. So nice to see her.
Yeah, right. We only saw her on the hologram in the second episode, something like that.
And we know her intentions are good, and for the rebels. So she's quite concerned. How real is the threat of Thrawn's return? So,
and assuming,
pretty interesting.
I'm guessing too. Like, again, I think they're moving some books around. So, like the Aftermath books. By the time the Aftermath books happen, they're supposed to be around this time, and the capital planet is supposed to move. So, like, Chandrilla ends up becoming the capital planet, not Coruscant anymore. So, like, here they're on Coruscant, obviously. So I'm guessing all of that's getting like moved back in the timeline. You know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming whatever
I do, but I don't. None of the books count to me.
Well,
in any of these live action movies.
Filoni showed that last week with Thrawn that nothing really matters. So
yeah, so I really don't take in any of that consideration. Like with 3PO, they did make an actual comic book just to show us
how he lost his arm. I'm just saying, I'm assuming
silly marketing. I thought.
I'm assuming the Battle of Jakku now is going to be like what we'll see in the movie. Like, I'm assuming that instead of like it being against I forget the guy's name, who's the guy in charge of like the Empire at that time, rallying them together. I'm guessing it's going to be Thrawn instead, and that's how the kids will leave Jakku and go to Exegol to become the First Order. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I probably said it.
When we did get to have this little conversation with Mothma, it's all of a sudden it got serious again. Like the tone of the show changed because we're used to this actress being in, a quite serious, dramatic scene. So it did bring me back to the Andor show and my member berries of how good that show was. And I thought it was great. And I wish they would have did it earlier. Like do this in episode 1, 2, or 3, where we get to see her and we're still fresh off, feeling all the good vibes and acting from Andor and the drama, to have her just be a hologram for 7 episodes. Just a little waste of a character, but because she's so important to us. So more so important than Hera, I think.
I'm not a fan of Andor, as most people know, but her performance is phenomenal, and I am really happy that they're involving her now, like fully going forward. Like, she is Mon Mothma now going forward, and regarding everything that we're going to see.
The last time we see her, like, again, we got 1 episode left. As far as we know, I don't think there's going to be any surprise dual episode finale, and then we're not going to see her again for like 4 years. So
yeah, maybe. I think she's gonna play we'll probably see her pop up in Mando. I wouldn't be shocked, and we'll probably see her again in the movie, But yeah, and then we'll see her in season 2 of Andor.
So the name of part 7, Dreams and Madness. So I have not really figured out why it's called that. Maybe you guys or some other people in chat might have some clues. Usually there's some good clues, but
dreams.
I don't know who's dreaming. And I don't know the madness, if that's Thrawn, if that's Skull.
It stems from a Greek tragedy story of dreams and madness.
Okay. No, that makes sense then.
But also something to do with Studio Ghibli, like that studio that works with them and did that. They're the anime studio. Something to do with them too is where the name comes from, but I'm not exactly sure what it's referring to. You know what I mean? What it's referring to specifically.
Yeah, I never thought of it being a mythology,
Yeah,
Greek
yeah.
or Roman thing.
A
He's
lot of
pulled a lot of stuff out of that, so it makes
a
some sense
lot
now.
of stuff out of that, which is really crazy. Like I really love that, and I appreciate that being such like a fan
Mhm.
of literature. It's really really interesting.
Yeah, Mon Simon is good. She's a great actress. She's done very well in that role.
Very- And it's crazy to think that she got cut from the prequel trilogy. Like George cut her scenes, in the prequels, and
Is that
then
right? Eh?
yeah, like because if you watch the deleted scenes, there's scenes with her and like Natalie Portman together, and
Oh, okay.
they all got cut like out of the movie.
So whenever I'm in a big space whale's mouth, I do my Jedi training exercises.
I
But
love it though, and I
this is
love
pretty
them
cool.
like
It was a good looking
embrace.
scene. The lighting was good, and then we get to see our boy, the great Canadian actor Hayden Christensen as his Clone Wars era Anakin. I thought he looked fantastic again, man. Like I'm just disappointed. The very first time we saw him, he looked like ass, and now he looks like high end, Walt Disney Lucasfilm Corporation movie magic. So
Yeah,
I got it wrong before. I don't know, but I'm digging
I
it. He
just
looks really good.
I'm really happy that like we're getting this, and I hope they see this reception and we get Clone Wars like live action because him and the chemistry
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
between him and that chemistry between that young actress that played young Ahsoka is like phenomenal. I went back and watched that episode yesterday, and the chemistry is unreal and like actual real chemistry. Like they have better chemistry than him and Rosario, who have known each other for 20 years now.
So yeah, another look at his scar and his medium cut hair, but look, it's him. It's Hayden. It's not
And I
CGI.
like
It's not,
I like that they went back to like these are the same tapes that Ahsoka was watching in Rebels that she watches
yes.
with Ezra. So it was really cool to see like her going back to this and embracing it now. She's not afraid. She's not ashamed of him. She's embracing it. And then Hu Yang even is kind of caught off guard, and he's like, I never
Yeah,
knew
that's true.
I never knew he even did this. Like this is something new for me to learn about, Anakin. So it's cool. And I really love, like, I know we'll talk about it, as it comes up, but I really love the shit your pants moment from Thrawn. Like when he finds out, like,
Yes, yeah.
Anakin Skywalker was their master, he's like, oh, fuck. Like, he's
Yeah,
like,
it looks good because we can kind of see these lights.
yeah,
You can kind of see through them to, that it's just a good hologram, good special effects. But this is the last line. This is a line that Hayden spoke or Anakin spoke in the trailers that we've been waiting for, hoping
yeah.
would come, and this was it. So
And
I
it's the
think at
same
this
thing
point
from
now
Tales of
we've
the Jedi.
seen, excuse me, we've seen and heard everything from the trailers, I believe, at this point. So
Yeah.
Ahsoka's done her training on her kitchen table, and is he called Dr. Hu Yang, or is he just, why is he called, isn't he called professor or director? It's called one of those kind of things. Oh, I think we lost Sith. Look at that, man. Welcome to the Rick Show. Hey, we just started, Dino. Yeah,
I'm here. I was smelling fire, something burning, so I made sure to
it's your
check
iPhone wire.
No.
Yeah, Mon Simon is good. She's like, I'm sure she's won awards for her acting skills. I may be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know what else she's been in. Like that's the only thing. Like I only know her from this. I don't know. I'm not familiar with any of her other work.
Everyone's yelling my name. Rick. Hey,
Sorry,
welcome, Super John.
sorry. My friend just got back from Africa, and she was giving me a ring to say that she survived. So
Nice. Did she get you some elephant tusks?
no.
Oh wait, we can't talk about
We
that.
can't do that. Yeah.
It's
Well, basically, that was
cigars are legal.
that was Jamie, essentially my sister. You know what I mean?
Professor Hu Yang.
The girl
Yeah.
that we consider my sister.
Very cool. Was she gone a while?
It was a quick 2-week trip to Africa. Yeah, they just were gone for
wow.
2 weeks. But
So Ahsoka and her her droid partner. They decide to fly right through the whale's teeth. Don't even let the whale open its space mouth. And there's a bunch of, it's a minefield, so they've set up a minefield, to blow up any incoming whales and ships, kind of thing. And
it
we'll
was
get some good space action. I don't know if I got a million screenshots, but So a question for you guys: who is flying Ahsoka's ship when they're both sitting there and they're both like looking like they're moving controls and flying ship? Like, who is flying?
He's I think Hu Yang has the left and right control, and she's got the up and down.
She's got the pitch.
Yeah,
it's cool. Like, I love the cockpit views. Again, they all have that clearly berries and stuff.
Clearly, you must be able to fly the ship from both seats, because we don't see Hu Yang switch seats when he takes over.
No. Again, he's Chewie. Yeah. He's the co-pilot seat kind of thing. But yeah, good special effects again. Like, we kind of don't notice them. They kind of don't notice all the bone whales until they got to go hide in them, because they're being overrun. They got ships after them now. They got minefields. How
much does it take to kill one of those whales? Because those things were getting hit by like hundreds of mines and still just shrugging it off in a sense.
Yeah, we know.
You could tell you could tell it hurt them, but I mean, they just kind of were like, "Oh, we're just gonna get out of here," then,
And that's exactly what they did. They took off.
Yeah, where'd they jump to? That's what I was trying to figure out. Because if this is supposed to be the end of their migration pattern, where did they go?
They went to another galaxy.
Yeah.
Where they're going to meet Captain Kirk and Picard. So we got these creatures again. They look great. I wish we knew more about them. If they're alien,
we don't know what they are. Yeah,
they're a bunch of coons.
What you were saying a little earlier, Ed. Here's their master was General Anakin Skywalker. And right there is when he shit his pants.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, Anakin is the reason why Thrawn is here. He was the first person Thrawn met in the unknown regions, and basically the Anakin's character, the way he carried himself, the way he fought, basically won over Thrawn, and Thrawn decided that I need to go investigate these things that this Anakin Skywalker told me, and I need to see if these people are my allies for the Chiss or if they're enemies to the Chiss. And basically that's how Thrawn came over here and got into the Empire. But at that point, Order 66 had already happened, Anakin had fell, and things were totally different when he got picked up. So that's how he ends up in the Imperial Army. I don't know if that's still canon now, because last week Dave did some things that caught me very off guard, as far as the not paying attention to those books. So I'm not sure if this look and this reference was because that interaction is still canon and still holds up, and he knows, but he does say Anakin Skywalker is unpredictable. I don't know, which means Ahsoka Tano will be the same. So that's why I thought they were sticking with that still being part of canon. You know what I mean?
Possibly, but we also, from that same canon that you're talking about, whether it's books or cartoons, Thrawn knows Anakin is Darth Vader as well.
Yeah,
they haven't said it out loud in the series, but only is a fact.
Books. Yeah, from those books. Yeah.
So if that matters or not to the story at this point, a little bit, but
that's why he shit his pants, because he knows what Anakin's capable of.
Exactly, he was a powerful Jedi.
Both iterations.
If he wasn't to become Darth Vader, he knew he was a powerful Jedi to begin with. But
and I saw a lot of people grasping with the fact of why did Thrawn do all this, and it didn't really make sense. But if you really think about it, it made total sense. He says it, she's unpredictable. So the best way to deal with somebody who's unpredictable, you make the choices for them and you force them into situations. And that's basically what he did. He funneled her out by making the choices for her of what she had to do. And he got her where he wanted her to be. So she's far away from him, and him and his group of people can get the hell out of there. That's kind of that was the plan. I think a lot of people were so he lost, but then claimed that he won. And it's well, that's kind of Thrawn's thing, but if you really break it down and think about it, he broke it out and had it already 2 steps ahead of her of all right, I know she's going to do this if I force her to do this, so this is where she ends up. And that's Thrawn's game. So for people who aren't privy to that or don't understand like Thrawn, that's who he is, unfortunately. Like that's his character. So
So now back to the Enoch series here. We see Enoch several times in this episode, all in this fancy new hologram form. So my question is, where is he? If he's like 38 steps away, why not just be there?
I think he's on the ship, and
Yeah.
Thrawn's by the stone pillars on the planet itself.
But they're attached to each other right now. They're all the same
but
thing.
they're in
And
different
he's his
spots.
head of
Yeah.
security, so why would he not be doing security stuff?
Well, he's the
I'm
the
just
head
curious.
of the guard.
Like
The head of the guard. So he's
not.
watching.
I don't think he's there. I think he's off. At this point, I think he's off planet or something.
He could be on the ring. He could be on the ring.
No,
Maybe.
I think he's watching the troopers funnel the coffins onto the ship, and that's
But
why
those troopers moving the coffins are literally 30 feet in front of them all right now. Like they're right there.
Thrawn's lazy.
Why couldn't Enoch just walk to where they are instead of like going through
That's
space?
why I'm saying I think he's on the ring.
He did it 3 times today in this
He's getting
episode. Where he
stuff.
showed up on hologram, even unannounced. Like Thrawn entered a room and Enoch shows up. I'm like, whoa, what's going on there, man? Like, so now that I used to think all the stormtroopers were zombie dead people, now I'm thinking there's something weird going on with the Enoch guy. Like, I don't know what he's got to have some of that magic with a K, I think.
I think they all do. That's my point. I don't. If they're not dead, they're all under a spell to be loyal to him, and like that's why they were like chanting his name and praising him, because that's what I think those red robes, like the cloth, signifies, is that some sort of Night Sister magic was used. Because like if you think about it in real life situation, if a troop is marooned someplace, eventually they're going to turn on their leader at some point, especially when they all have different things and all want to do different things. It makes total sense for the story that like the Night Sisters rallied his army back to him. And
well, what about that historical legion, the Roman Legion or whatever? Like, weren't they loyal to a fault, and that's why they all disappeared?
Yeah, but I don't think that was the case though. With like Thrawn's troops weren't. I don't know.
That's why this guy's got the Roman mask, is because I thought they were modeling it off their history.
It could be. I still think there's something's different about him than the rest of them. Whether he's an alien.
Oh yeah.
Whether he's like just a regular person, but under my assumption, John, I was under the same assumption as you that like he's gonna play the Rook role basically in the story.
He could, yeah.
I just thought it was curious that every time
a different motivation
was a hologram.
Yeah, there might be something else along the way. The other weird thing was that like if you typed his name and Ezra's in the hashtag yesterday on Twitter, it was the same emoji that came up. Did anybody else notice that? Like Enoch, if you type hashtag Enoch and then hashtag Ezra, it's the same emoji.
Yeah, I saw someone post that in the chat, and then I went and tried it, and it didn't actually work. So
it was a holocron.
It was just a meme or something. But it's obvious that it's not the same person. Like
yeah. I'm just
right here, but maybe that's why he's a hologram, because he's busy driving these hermit crab caravan, trailer parks. So,
I absolutely love Amanis Fondi as Ezra. Like he is perfect for this role.
You know what? There's a couple of angles they showed him at, and his fake blue eyes, where I'm like, you know what? This guy looks just like the cartoon character. They picked a good person that looks like a cartoon character
and acts like Ezra. Like even his voice tone is the same, and like even the whole don't you want to take us in? Like, don't you want to talk? Like, can't we do something? That's Ezra. Like that's totally Ezra. And like I love that interaction.
And I thought he was gonna say the Chirrut Umwe quote when he's like, he just said like the Force is my ally or something like that.
The Force is my ally.
I thought he was gonna literally say word for word, and I'm like, interesting. So we're gonna pull that. But yeah, it's definitely
with me, and I am one with the Force.
I love the
definitely
new
an RV park. It's definitely a Brad Pitt caravan. I can't do the accent from Mother Me Father, all that stuff.
I love the way Ezra's fighting though, like using the Force and karate in the same. like most.
Yeah, and 8 minutes later, he's using all the stormtrooper blasters. So I guess using the Force wasn't working too well for him.
Well, he got thrown back
changed
by
his mind.
Stan. Yeah.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. Like all those little things can move now. They got like, TV antennas and spare tires and stuff. It's cool. And there's that little baby turtle again.
Little kids.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, this is a BMX break right there.
Yep.
Boom. Look at that.
Yep.
I love the parts of Star Wars. Love it. But yeah, now I'm seeing a little more of this green color and a little green on his little feet there. I didn't notice that so much before, but yeah, it's I wonder how much it's the last we're gonna see of them, because it all looked like at the end looked like they were all gonna jump on Ahsoka's ship and leave together, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, are they gonna try to go with them? Like, are they gonna take them with them?
So I think we learned one thing in their dialogue here. So as they're traveling and Sabine puts her feet up, she's telling them, the Empire has been defeated, the Emperor's dead, and she's like, yeah, that's what they say. So she made a little smart comment about the Emperor being dead.
Yeah, I love that.
Then he mentions here Zeb's training recruits and Hera's commanding a fleet. So
we didn't know that.
First I heard about Zeb training recruits.
Yeah.
We know he's doing something, but we get these words of why he's not in this episode with these characters right now.
Yeah, I think we get Zeb back with, like, after if we see Hera next episode, I think that's like when Zeb's gonna finally join. Like that's when we'll get him back with Hera or whatever.
I hope so, because if it's gonna be like I think what Dave's not gonna do is not have that Rebels reunion somehow, kind of like
until the movie.
J.J. Abrams did not have the reunion of Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and all that stuff. It just didn't happen. For whatever reason, they were all on the set the same day.
I think we're getting both reunions in the movie. I don't
think Filoni's going to make that mistake. He might.
I think we get both. I think
someone's going to die and not make it. But then again, if Hera and Zeb come to this galaxy, which I think is a 0 shot that they're coming to this galaxy, then we would see all the crew together. But because I don't think they're all leaving this galaxy, we will not ever get that chance to see the whole Rebels crew together. Sadly.
Now, one thing I was thinking about. Now, why wouldn't Ahsoka and Huyang like trace their route? You know what I mean? Like they're in the Star Whale. All that they have to do is chart the course, and they'd know their way back. That's one thing I found in the story that I was like.
Well, how do you know they didn't do that?
Well, yeah, we don't know that they didn't. It's a possibility.
Professor Huyang might have already programmed a route back, but I don't think so. I think the only way people are getting back is through the big donut ship, or they're going inside a whale again.
It requires that hyperspace travel to get.
It needs 6 hyperspace engines that are gigantic to do it. Is what I think.
Unless, like I was saying, that's how they get back is skeleton crew, and like that's why it takes them longer to get back and throw on.
I just think they all get in Ahsoka's ship, and she like sticks it on the side of the thing, like the Millennium Falcon stuck to the side of the top. Like the Millennium Falcon, like the Falcon stuck to the side of the Star Destroyer. I think they're going to do the same. I think they're going to do the same move. They're going to fly up there,
good trick.
cut all the engines, just float in like debris, and then just go whoop and stick to the side of the ring and hitch a ride back.
See, I think there's a lot of Peridia that they could get into, and I think
that's why Baylan is staying behind.
I think if they were smart though, they'd keep them all behind, and then that's season 2 is how do they get off. Or you see it in, like I said, skeleton crew. You see them.
I'm 99% sure there's not a season 2 to this. I don't know why anyone ever thought.
I'm 99% positive that there's gonna have to be a season 2 of this.
This is all written like 5 years ago, dude. Like
especially because of the way everything's going.
Movie.
They're gonna have no choice.
3 other series that
they're not getting that movie by 2025. It's not happening. So like they're gonna have to fill time. Going to be season 2.
I mean, they don't necessarily have to do a season 2 of Ahsoka, but we're going to see all these characters again in a show.
Oh well,
whether it's whether it's like they could just make another show with a different name, and we see what happens to Hera and Ahsoka and everything. Because it's like we saw Ahsoka in Mandalorian, so it's not necessarily
we're gonna
that
probably
you have
see
to.
we're gonna probably see a majority of them in Mandalorian because now Din's going to
Except
be
the
working
dead
hand in hand with Carson. So like he's getting his missions from Carson, who's commanding officer's Harris. So like there's your connection there, and that's going to be easy to do. And then if Grogu and Jason come across one another, that's going to be another connection because they're going to be two characters that are probably going to grow up with each other in the universe. And so
I
like
want a Black Series Howler Wolf horsey thing now. I want a black one. They look good. I like them.
Yeah,
So
there's a
here
lot
we had the
forward.
Force Eye message chat between Sabine, Ahsoka. It works. So Sabine officially can use Jedi powers in some way, shape, or form. Not a lot, but just a little.
I think she's going to use it. Like if she's the one that dies, I think that's when we're going to see her actually use the Force is like in her dying moment.
More and more and more.
No one's dying.
Leaning
John,
on
prep yourself for next week, man. You keep saying this isn't happening, this isn't happening. I know for a fact there's some things happening, and you're gonna have your heart broken if you go into it like, oh, that's not happening.
Yeah, no,
dude, I watch all the same shit you watch. There's nothing
wrong.
that's been leaked that officially is happening. So I'm pretty caught up on this stuff. But I'm really liking.
I don't listen to the robot girl. I listen to real
showing Thrawn and his tactician mind, like because from the books that I know, like that's his thing. Like he's always planning. He's getting, and even in the cartoons, he gets to know the culture of the people, what their art is, what they eat, what they drink. So he's tactician is the only word I can think of. But we see it a lot here now. He's got these star maps, bring the witches into the thing, and it's like, dude's gonna be pretty powerful if he goes flying around space and he's got these space witches to do stuff for him. What do you think about that? Like, are they for sure leaving this planet with him? Is that part of?
I think so.
They're loading.
I think they want to. I think they want to leave as well, and that's part of the dead army that they're bringing. I think they want to resurrect the Night Sisters on Dathomir and bring back their culture with these dead people that they're bringing in the coffins.
It's possible.
Yeah, they're leaving so much for us to speculate on. So Enoch's here as a hologram because he can't walk down those stairs over there or something. But so I want to know what's up with Enoch. And now it's breaking my heart that he's kind of kicking her to the curb, kind of thing. Like I got bigger fish to fry.
You're gonna have to get a resolution.
You go battle all the Jedis, and I'll sit here on my howler dog wolf thing. But do you think that's because he knew Ahsoka, who he thought was dead, was coming?
No, he knows she wants power, and she's like, that's where her path is taking her. That's what she actually wants. She wants to rule the galaxy. So that's why he tells her, you take your spot in Thrawn's new empire, and work, do your thing, and do what you want. And my purpose is something different. So like that's what I'm saying. You guys keep saying we're not going to see anything. We're going to have to see a resolution with Balin next week. They're going to have to. There's no way around it. Because you cannot do this whole entire season of this whole entire story and then just leave him out of the finale totally. Like you're gonna have to get a resolution.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think they're gonna resolve it though, because I think their plan.
I think
because what he's going after is bigger than just a one scene.
We don't know what
I got this cool power. He's going after something. He's going after something that's major, that's really big. And they had a plan, and now the plan is ruined because the actor passed away. So
but I still think
that's why I'm thinking
Filoni has an ending for this character this season. I don't think it was something that he was going to leave, and I think
it was going to be a cliffhanger. Yeah. There's going to be a
That's
lot.
what scares me because there's going to be a 4-year cliffhanger.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
If it's a cliffhanger, it's done. You're never going to know.
There's going to be a lot of cliffhangers in this, and that's the unfortunate thing. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's going to be unfortunate because the actor died. It's going to be unfortunate because now we might never find out what happens because the actor died, unless Shin doesn't go to Thrawn, and Shin takes off to go to Balin, And now
That's
they could
what I'm
write.
thinking is going to
Now
happen.
they could write it as they could.
I
Just,
think she's going to
when
kill
they
him.
come back. When they come back in a future season, they could just now write it as like they did with Carson Tekka. There, all the scenes we're seeing with Carso were probably written for Cara Dune, but now they said, well, now Carson can take that spot and do all that
Yeah,
stuff.
but I
So
think
now they're going to do.
I
Well,
think she's
Shin.
going to kill him.
They're
next
going to
episode.
go, well, Shin can take Balin's spot and now do all the stuff we had planned for Balin. Now it'll just be Shin doing that instead.
Yeah, I think he's dead next episode. I think she's going to kill him now after what happened in this last episode.
You think
She
that's
wrote-
Balin's path now? Is he will die?
I think he's gonna get to whatever he's looking for next episode, and Shin's gonna be there to meet him. And I think that's what we're gonna get. Is she's
I
gonna
do
take
hope so.
whatever-
Because
she's gonna take whatever he wants from him because she got everything taken from her. Like you're gonna find out what happened to them and what they're like. You have to. There's no way. If anything gets resolved next week, it's this storyline. Has to be. Has to
Well,
be. There's no way you leave this whole
I would
storyline.
really
open
like to
at the
see
end of
it.
the season.
Yeah,
because
you
I
do.
just want some resolution. If they leave it open like that, he's possibly alive at the end. I'm okay with it. But as long as
If they leave it
like, I
open,
want to
it's
know what his path
never gonna-
is.
yeah.
Like,
But
I
if
wanna
they leave it
know
open, that's it.
what-
You're never gonna touch on it. No one will ever bring it up again. It'll just be this mystery thing that never gets answered because he died.
Just
So
fine.
like you either
but
have to
as long as
recast
they
or you
answer,
have to do something. There's no way
Yes.
around it, unfortunately.
because I want to know what his motive is. What is he just
Yeah.
there to talk to, like the Jedi Moose character, or is this
Yeah,
some
yeah.
rock- Mr. Turtle Rock? I don't know. Like, is there a big
I
jumbo
think-
turtle that rules
think
all
whatever-
little turtles?
I think whatever he's going, like that's why I'm starting to really lean more and more towards the mother, and it's all just bullshit. Like he's being called, you know how he says, it's calling me, can't you hear it? I think it's all like a mind fuck, and like that's what you're gonna find out Thrawn and all them are actually running from. Whatever he's looking for, they're trying to get away from.
Which is, I think, the Zepho.
Could be, or it could be Abeloth, the mother, which makes a lot of sense too.
So here is probably his best line of this whole series so far, and I think we're meant to learn from this.
Yeah.
Impatience for victory will guarantee defeat.
Yeah.
So he's saying this to Shin Hati. So who have we seen? Which character have we seen be impatient for victory, if any?
It's her. That's who he's talking to. He's telling her that's her. That's his advice to her. Is like your impatience for victory.
No, I know. I watched the episode, and you can see her shoulder on the screen. But I mean, the only character I see this fitting is Sabine, the one
He's
who's
talking
been
to her.
killed once already.
He's talking to her though. He's telling her, Shin, this is my
No, I
advice.
know. The question I asked was, which character do you think has been impatient for victory?
Yeah.
Her and
Because it
Sabine.
hasn't been Shin. Shin has done everything she's been told, and she's
Mm.
won every time.
You're missing it
At this
though. Like
point, she's undefeated.
but she's not. If you watch her, she's quick to react to everything, every minute of everything. Even with this Ezra fight in the next sequence, she's so quick to react that when the rug gets pulled out from under her, she doesn't know what the fuck to do at the end. So like that's what he's trying to tell
Ran
her.
away. She got
If
away
you-
by running.
Yeah, because she had no other choice. At that point, she was fucked.
Well-
Her whole army left her, and she's dead in the water. Like that's
Yeah,
what-
I'm so surprised. I'm like, the ships are flying away. And
That's what
could
he's telling her.
argue.
she's like,
Like-
you're not waiting for me?
You gotta think. You gotta know what you're doing. Because if you just react,
You
react,
could-
you're gonna die.
You could argue that at that last moment she took his advice.
Could be. Yeah.
You're
Because
right.
if she were truly impatient for victory, she would have attacked. But then
Ahsoka knows something though, like too, because Ahsoka, even the way she like approached her, she's like, "Give me your weapon, I can help you." So like, Ahsoka feels something around her, obviously that like is telling her what we have been learning, that like neither one of them are actually bad people. They're
yeah,
just doing bad things because they think they're right. So it's
They
like,
killed a bunch of good people, so they're officially bad.
they're not though. Good and
So-
bad is perspective. I keep trying to say this over and over on every show I'm on. Good and bad is only what you view it as. What you might view as something good, somebody else might view as bad. It's perspective. It's not and perception. It's not a cut.
Well, I agree. If I'm in prison for the last 40 years and I'm on death row for murdering a bunch of people, when I
Mhm.
watch these movies, I like the bad guys. because I'm a bad guy. So,
But that
yeah,
doesn't. That
do
doesn't.
whatever what you said
That
is
doesn't.
correct from a
No.
certain point of view.
No, but that's what I mean. It's all from a certain point of view. Everything, good and evil, hero, villain, it's all a certain point of view because even the villain 9 times out of 10 thinks they're doing the right thing.
So, which nerd Ninja Turtle crab dude uses a slingshot? I thought Ezra was a slingshotter.
That's what he probably taught him. He probably
that
showed him
Ez-
how to make a slingshot.
Is that Ezra's slingshot?
Now Ezra's was energy slingshot.
It's cool though. Like when I saw there's a little trailer that came out last night. There was just a little chase, and it was just these guys like speaking, turtle crab language and flinging slingshots, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then everyone's got to learn what whoopa whoopa means.
Go
So whoopa
or
whoopa
calm,
means go in a
calm
circle,
down, right? Or stop.
go in a circle. But yeah, these little cockroachy caravan.
Wasn't that a
thing.
Gungan? Wasn't that in the Gungan language as well?
Maybe.
Whoopa whoopa.
I don't know.
I thought that.
I got a dip, guys. My phone's gonna die.
Plug it in. Jeez, man.
It's plugged, but it's got
Welcome
the
to
charger.
2023.
I gotta buy a new phone. I don't have the money for it, but the charger's got to be like wrapped around the
I'm
phone.
just giving you a hard time, buddy.
Yeah, it sucks. It turned off on me today at work, and I couldn't even get it to turn back on until I got home. So literally, like, it sat on the charger for like 20 minutes, and that's all I had, to do the stream with.
So here is the
See you
Ahsoka,
guys. Good luck with the rest of the shit.
the
Bye,
Ahsoka ship that John didn't see in Walmart or Target the other day.
I saw an Ahsoka ship.
Just
It was
shape.
a Ahsoka ship.
It is a cool ship, man. I would like to see a toy of it or a
It
model
will.
kit.
It'll come out. It'll come out.
And we got those same, B-15 looking bombers or whatever, like World War II style. Pretty cool, man.
But 9 of them came after her this time.
Yeah, there's lots. So where are those ships parked? Like there must be huge docking bays in this big space donut shit that we don't know.
There must
about.
be. There must be.
And then I've never seen this tactic used in anything ever in my life, where you stand on the stairs and you tell someone else to push the button so you actually fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, do they do that training for SEAL Team 6 now? Like,
oh sure, yeah.
so in case you're too chicken to jump, they just make you slide and fall off.
Slide and fall off, yeah.
So
I thought he could have slowed down a little bit more. I was like,
she
Jesus.
took a pretty good fall. So I guess her fourth.
I knew that she was gonna jump, but I was like, you could slow down just a little bit more.
I just didn't get why you would have a stairs that would flip into a ramp. Like maybe it's a security device, so people are trying to run up your stairs to get you. You can push the button and they slide right back down.
I will say this: I did think it was interesting because I had sworn before that one point we saw the ship landed on the ground and it was a ramp, and in a different shot it was stairs. But I just thought my mind was playing tricks on me, and now I understand that it can be. Now I understand that it can be either way. These things are ramps that also can be stairs.
Yeah, I think there is a front entrance as well that we may have seen or not. I could be wrong.
Was it? Okay. Was that
maybe?
I don't know.
Because we've only seen lots of the ship from the front, but other times when she went and decided to walk on a wing, I think she went out like the roof, like the skylight.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to some of the best imagery, I think, from this episode overall.
Oh, G-Force has it. That's why. Because when astromech droids, they can roll up it.
Oh, dude, G-Force, you're hired.
Yep.
You can write the next Disney Plus Star Wars show.
Yep.
Apparently, I want a Wolf Black Series helmet. Sweet.
Really? Wow. Good.
I think those are $29 at your Ollie's right now. $29.99. So yeah, the imagery looks great. Not a lot of color in this episode. This planet is a pretty dirty and dull planet, but yeah. So we get the return of the showdown at the hoedown number 2 between Baylan Skull and Ahsoka Tano, and this time she's using a 2-saber technique.
Yep. Hey, Joey.
Which is pretty cool.
The Padawan is here.
Welcome, Joey. And then we get the kind of, I don't know what this style is called, but the I'm big and strong one-handed style pose. Just badass, man. Like, what I didn't like about this, the only thing I didn't like about this is they kept cutting from this fight scene to go to the freaking caravan,
Yeah, they should have just
highway
had the fight
travel
scene.
scene. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
don't go back and forth. You're making me excited, and then Ninja Turtles. Oh, fight. Ninja
Plus,
Turtles.
plus they did. I do have to say they did at least one moment of messed up choreography in here, because you see there's one point, I don't know if you caught the spot, but there's one point where I think Balin comes from the top with the lightsaber and she blocks it with one, and then she can clearly slice. Her hand is free to go this way, and she somehow misses him. She goes like this and misses him. Like,
well,
how?
later on,
The
Shin
lightsaber's
Hati
that long.
Shin Hati comes at her head with a lightsaber, like two hands like this, and Ahsoka goes like this. Like, she literally backs up like an inch. And I'm like, really? That's like, but there's another scene. I tried to get the exact picture where Shin Hati was about to take off Ezra's head and she'd give him a haircut instead, which I thought was clever. We've never seen
that was
a
cool.
lightsaber haircut in
it was
Star
even
Wars
sizzling.
before.
Yeah.
He's holding it. He's like, ooh, you're close. That's what burnt hair smells like. But yeah, this is a badass pose here, as we're saying. The two lightsaber technique versus the badass, strong one-armed technique.
There was a brief moment right here where I thought, oh, they're gonna do the Obi-Wan Maul thing, where Balin's gonna come in and she's just gonna go and like
that, I thought so too.
They were gonna go past each other, and then we'd see Balin just fall over dead. I thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those lightsaber battles. Where
I was quite sure it's this battle because they kept going back and forth. It bugged me a little bit, but I was pretty sure that in this battle, one of them was going to actually die. Like, I'm like, this is the second showdown. Balin won the first time. Okay, Ahsoka's going to win this time. It's called the Ahsoka show. She's going to win. That's what's going to happen. That's just, storytelling. But it didn't happen, man. I'm surprised. But again, disappointed. They kept switching between this and this and this and this. And I'm like, they did that 7 times, I think, and it bothered me. I just want to see because the fight's only like 1 minute long. I don't want to watch it 10 seconds at a time. I want to just watch that 1 minute. Like when she fought Anakin, we got to see that fight for like a minute, 30 seconds, whatever it was. They didn't switch to like another scene in a cantina and then some other space. So come on. But here she's trying to, Ezra, here's your lightsaber. He's like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just going to use my hands. And he says, the Force is my ally. That is all I need, with a little smirk on his face and his fake blue eyes. So how strong with the Force do you think Ezra is after seeing him, battle pretty well against 20 stormtroopers or whatever it was?
I guess he was okay. I mean, he didn't die, so.
No, he didn't die, but I mean,
it was. I thought the whole battle with Ezra and Sabine was a little bit clunky. Like, there were moments to it where I was like, really, shouldn't she have been a little bit more badass? And then I was like, and then the other same time I was like, wait, shouldn't Ezra be able to just I just expected, when he said the Force is my ally, I expected him to pick up one stormtrooper, push another away, throw them around like rag dolls. But there was an awful lot of stuff where he was in serious, a lot of force throwing. He was in serious trouble in a couple spots, and I thought we were going to just see it totally badass, like a Vader moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
everyone did a force push in this episode except Sabine. So Ezra did several force pushes and threw some stormies around. Ahsoka did, Balin did, Shin Hati did, everyone but Sabine. But Sabine was more of the hand-to-hand combat person this episode. That seems to be her best technique, is just a hand-to-hand and fighting and elbowing and kicking. And if you get a chance to take a blaster shot, you do that, right? But so
she almost got shot in the face again.
Yeah, I got that still shot. Wait to see it. So here Ezra's. The only way to get a haircut on this planet is from Shin Hati, and you can see it still burning in his fingers.
Is it true that his armored shirt there is made out of stormtrooper dog tags?
Yes, well, only because I've read that on the internet.
Yeah, is that
I
true?
didn't even
or
know
is
before
that just
yesterday stormtroopers had dog tags.
yeah, is that true, or is that just something some idiot made up on YouTube?
Well, I wouldn't call them idiots because we don't know these people personally.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well,
If it was me, you can call me idiot, but no. I saw some people on YouTube say the same thing, but I'm like, I've never heard of a stormtrooper dog tag before.
yeah,
But it sounds cool.
it does, but I don't know.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. The first time we've ever seen a lightsaber barber in action. And then this I thought was pretty neat too, because we're going back and forth. So are my screenshots here, and he's basically telling her straight up, you can't defeat me. Like, and I didn't know if that was obvious, but I mean, she was doing pretty good. They had a pretty good duel. I think they both knocked each other down at least once or twice.
Yeah.
But here he's just holding her hand, literally just stopping her.
So
from
what I'm saying
moving
though
her arm.
is what I'm getting at is this is another spot where the other hand is free. So stab him in the head with the other sword. Like what? Why do you? She just holds it back. She just stops. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you've got a second hand. Just stab him in the head now. You can only block one.
What I'm questioning is when her and her Hu Yang showed up, they found Sabine and all the Ninja Turtle vans down in their caravan. They flew over them. They're like, there they are, you know. And she's like, lowered a ship, and then they go somewhere else. Like they go on the top of a mountain so she can fight Balin. And I thought she might have made a mistake by not going to help her friends who are being, you know, attacked, instead going to fight this guy. So I wonder what her reasoning was to go fight Balin instead of going to help Sabine and save Ezra.
Revenge. She wants.
I guess, but we see she obviously had a little bit of a plan because Professor Hu Yang is on his way back to do some of this. Pew 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 pew. And look at those bombers. How cool do they look?
They look like flares, not bullets. Those things.
Yeah, no, but I mean the fighters chasing her like these.
Oh yeah. No, those are cool.
They look awesome. I want to see those toys. But yeah, so he saves the day, and we get another great scene with just this mysterious dark Jedi and his smoke, and Sabine stole his donkey, or not Sabine. Ahsoka stole his ride.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the name of these ships, but they're pretty.
The LAAT. LAAT.
No, what's that stand for?
Light
Armor Transport Assault Vehicle Ship.
Yeah, Light Armored Assault Transport. Yeah, that's it. LAAT. They are LAATs. Lats.
So is that called like the lats? Like, you know.
Well,
lats.
I think you're supposed to say LAAT, right?
But if you're Dino, you call it your lats, right?
Yeah, lat.
Like that.
Lat.
Where's Dino? But these are cool.
Dino's probably still driving. He's always driving.
Absolutely, I agree, Joey. It's a shame that maybe the last we see of him. I hope he has a banger sending off party next week. I'll tell you that.
Is this little droid thing like the same as what was in Star Wars?
I'm glad you asked that, John, because I did get a picture of that. We'll get to it. Actually, let's just go to it because you asked. This guy, like the little sand trooper guy.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Well, I remember having the little toy, and it looks pretty similar.
Pretty close, right?
So it's a pretty good callback to that. But yes, we got our red bandaged stormtroopers, whom I guess we kind of learn are not undead. We're not 100% sure.
No,
we just know that green smoke doesn't come out when they die.
Yeah, it doesn't come out when they die.
We can hear that in the credits. They're like, run, go,
and
go.
They take pain. They're like, yeah,
they say ouch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious about the gray primer color on some of them, because we only see that on some of them. And this guy's literally got the ribbons like
going through his eye sockets. Through his eye sockets, yeah.
So I didn't notice that until this guy. But yeah, it's weird. I don't get the bandage thing and the gold solder and touch-up welds and stuff. Like, that's got to be something from this planet or this galaxy. I don't know. The gold is something to do with
they got it. It's
Dathomir.
It's got to be a
That was-
metal they got off this planet because and it could
Well,
be
I
one
don't
of
think it's
the-
off this planet. I think it's more of a Dathomir thing because of that Morgan Elsbeth's ship is gold. Like a
Oh
lot of
yeah, it
things
could
are
be.
a
'Cause,
lot
like,
of things coming from those girls, the witches,
the witches'
sisters,
orbs
the
are
mothers.
gold. Yeah,
Yeah, there's red
but
and there's
the
gold color.
but the Thrawn's Star Destroyer is repaired with gold as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
I
So
just thought that if they're gonna have to mine for resources to fix the ship, if this planet has a lot of gold on it, then they're gonna use gold to replace. Say they don't have tin and iron and stuff; they've got gold, but there's so much gold that it's
is it better than Beskar?
maybe I don't know.
Now that I'm looking at these caravans, they look gold. Just the
I-
lighting here. But how badass does Shin Hati look there?
Oh, I know she looks cool.
So I thought they were going to go down here, and I thought again one of them might have died because it's now their third time kind of battling, and they never really they got a couple of here's what she gets shot in her head and blocks it with her wrist.
With her wrist or the gun. I don't know what she blocked it with, but
She blocked a lot of shots.
yeah.
These guys were told to lay down almost the exact same way. But yeah, it's cool. So no green smoke coming out of them, so we're assuming they're not magic zombies. This is a cool shot, and here she's finally using her arm darts, her Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, she blows up those three, right? Don't they explode?
Yeah, I don't think I got a shot, but they blowed up real good. Kaboom!
She almost gets chopped up because if Ezra didn't pull her out of the way, she would have got chopped up.
Yeah, Ezra used the Force to drag her body on the ground from getting.
And then she used the flamethrower.
Suit, which is interesting because he could have probably maybe blocked the lightsaber or I don't know. It's weird, but here we can kind of see with our enemy distracted, the cargo transfer is now almost complete. How many of those human-sized cargo containers that he loaded onto his Star Destroyer? And it looks like, let's say there's 5, 10, or is that 3?
I don't know. There's an army. We'll just say it's a big army.
And so good 50 to 100 kind of pods in this, and that's only just one loading bay. Maybe
they could lower that. It could be like other floors. Yeah.
So right now, while we're doing the show, somebody else is decoding these 11 Arabic letters here. So
it's going to say your mom. See, that last one says YOURMOM, your mom. See,
your mom.
I'm telling you.
So Filoni's getting in that trick, eh?
It's got 4 letters, then 3. See?
But yeah, so again, we don't know. We only got one episode that we want to know. All these things I don't want left unanswered for 4 freaking years. I'm telling you that right now.
I just have this weird feeling.
It will not go over well with me, man.
I just have this weird feeling that we're going to be left with a lot of cliffhangers. We're going to be like.
So now it looks like the Screenwriters Guild and writers have made an agreement, but now the actors are holding out.
Yeah, I saw that.
So go figure yourself out, man. So Ahsoka the White, we get a small reunion here between 3 rebels.
Did you like how when he hugged her like prosthetic thingy got squished and broke?
Yeah, he deflated her tentacles.
Yeah, he deflated her tentacle. It looked funny when he let go. It was all like.
Sabine offered, hey, turn over your lightsaber and come with me. I can help you. And she's like, Speedy Gonzalez. She ran away. So I agree with what Ed was thinking earlier, when instead of running back to Thrawn or whatever, where she's probably not wanted, they don't care for her. She has no allegiance to them. She's probably going to go run and find Baylan, I would think. And I would hope, because I like those characters and I don't want to see them break up or
I don't.
perish.
Yeah, but I don't think that she's gonna. If she goes back to Baylan, I really don't think she's gonna kill Baylan. Like she's just gonna show up and be like, "Ha, you left me alone. Now I'm gonna fight you."
Yeah, no, Ed was going pretty hard on that. So I guess
Baylan
would hear a rumor or something.
Baylan would
I
crush her. Baylan would destroy her in a fight. There's no way that she could beat Baylan. So I think that if she goes back to Balin, they were going to have them reunite. They go to whatever power Balin's looking for, and that's where the cliffhanger leaves us. And then when we see them again at some point, it's just going to be Shin, because unfortunately the actor died. So what they're going to do is they're going to go, well, whatever we had planned for Balin, we're now going to do with Shin, and Shin's going to be the one. Shin's going to be the one who unlocks this power, just like you guys were saying. Whatever they had planned with Cara Dune, they're now doing with Carson Teva or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think partially, but I think Cara Dune and the actress were let go before this was written. So I think Carson Teva earned his way into all these Star Wars stories on his own, or being buddies with Favreau and Filoni and whoever he's buddies with. It's paid off for him. I do think that this was all kind of conceived after that whole fiasco with her. I would love to see her in any form. I know she's still going to conventions and signing. I'd love to go meet her. But G-Force makes a good point here. Rex's helmet, the welds have a gold kind of tint to them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know what?
No one's given her helmet back yet.
Do you know what's really funny is that what's really funny is I didn't even realize until I saw the Black Series helmet that the reason he has his helmet welded together is because he took the visor of the Series 2 helmet off and put the Series 1 visor on. Do you know what I mean?
He did mishmash and
he mishmashed. I didn't even realize that he mishmashed a Phase 1 with a Phase 2 helmet until I saw that in the thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Look, yeah, I'm 100%
to realize
I'm 100% with you, Joey. Like I guarantee you we're getting
we are
huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But which I'm okay with. Like Empire Strikes Back was the best movie of all time, and it had a huge cliffhanger. But they didn't leave 82 things. Well, maybe they did leave 82 things unanswered. But then again, like, I want to know what Balin's story is.
Yeah.
And if they don't dedicate, like here, it looks like here all the heroes are rescued. I don't need to see any of these characters again in the show, in my opinion. Like, I personally don't need to see Ahsoka or Ezra or Sabine again. They've all saved themselves. They're fine. This can end here. Like, it's a very happy looking scene, kind of like Luke and Leia looking out the window of the medical frigate. Like, it's just the ending. I'm cool if we don't see any of those characters again. Now show us what's going on with all the evil Empire. Because why are we scared of the Empire? Because he's got one frickin' starship and 3 ladies that wear red dresses. Like, I'm not scared. Are you scared, John? So there needs to be more of a threat than what we've seen. And I think they have to let us know what and why there's a threat next week. If they don't tell us anything about gold on the stormtroopers or those coffin things or any of that, then this whole series was a complete waste of my time. And I'm going to say it, man. I'll be disappointed if we don't get any answers. Not just
unless if it's a 40-minute episode, I don't think they can resolve everything in 40 minutes. There's going to be some cliffhangers. But unless they do what Joey's saying, where it's not actually a 40-minute episode, if it's like a 90-minute episode, then okay, they've got room to wrap up a lot of these things, you know?
Yes, and I'm going to estimate that we are going to get a 1 hour, 55 minutes, whatever. It's not going to be 32 minutes, I don't think. I think it'll be a good hour. I don't think it'll be 2 parts. I think we're dreaming when we want those kind of things.
Yeah,
usually
exactly.
They put those in the beginning. But yes, 2-part finales are a thing, and people do like them. Lots can happen from them. But Rick Fujiyama is the director of this last episode, and he has been one of the best directors in all the Mandoverse episodes through all the series. So I expect some good action. Are people going to die? We got to wait a week to find out.
I don't think any of them die.
You don't think any of the good guys, any of the heroes will die?
No one dies. Not now. If anyone dies, it'll be in what we see after this show.
I think it would make it a better story. I hate to say it. I don't want to. Not, of course, they're not real people. It's all fake. It's fiction.
Yeah.
I think Sabine is the character that could die. I was hoping Ahsoka would have died already. She kind of did, so I kind of got that theory right. She did fall off a cliff and space drown, but not really. Sabine did kind of die, or should have died, because she got laser sabered in the belly.
And almost shot in the face twice.
Yeah. Ching. Like, isn't there that one spot right here that doesn't have Beskar? Like,
I think so, yeah. But
got to be one spot. But yeah. Do you have any huge predictions for the finale next week? That I don't know, or just what would you like to see in closure? If the series is to end forever, it doesn't matter because the story will carry on in movies and other series and Mando shows. So
it doesn't necessarily have to have an Ahsoka season 2, but all these characters are going to go on some form in what you're now calling the Mandoverse. Like, it's going to continue on at some point, whether it's another show they bring out that has a totally different name, or it's Mandalorian season 4, or whatever they call it. We're going to see what happens to all these characters, but I just don't think there's going to be a resolution to everything tomorrow or next week. I think that in the next episode, Thrawn and those guys are going to go back to the main galaxy.
I think so too.
I really do think that they're going to play the Millennium Falcon trick, and they're going to stick to the side.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And ride back with them. And so everybody, all the good guys and all the bad guys end up back in the Star Wars galaxy. But that part can't end in 40 minutes. I don't think they're going to just show up and Thrawn's going to suddenly fight the entire Republic army, and there's going to be a big battle in this last episode and it's going to end one way or the other. Either Thrawn wins and the Republic's destroyed, or the Republic wins and Thrawn is dead. I don't think that they can just do that in one battle.
No, definitely not.
Thrawn is a character that needs like a series of battles, a series of victories and losses before it ends. He can't just die in one fight. So I don't think we're getting a resolution to the Thrawn part of the story. And because of that, that's why I don't think any good guy is going to die, because I think all these good guys are going to live till the end when we see this epic conclusion of the Thrawn story arc. But I do think they could, if they wanted, if there is something big that Balin is going after, they could hint at that, and that could be like a more powerful danger that threatens to follow Thrawn and them to the main galaxy. And then the original idea where I thought when this show started that Thrawn wasn't really going back to conquer the New Republic. He was going back to try and convince the New Republic to join him against this bigger threat. And that Thrawn really isn't going to end up being a bad guy. He's going to end up being part of the Republic and end up being a good guy.
Yeah, I've heard that from you and others.
Again,
and a lot.
I don't see how they can do that in a 40-minute episode. Again, that has to be something that I feel like is done over a number of episodes. So it means that it's done in the future. But they could drop hints. They could drop hints to it in this last episode.
So how I see it is, so G-Force heard rumblings of a large space battle in the next episode. Like,
see, like it could be because
how
if they
big
go
of a
back
space
to
battle
that,
can it be when you have one ship?
Yeah, exactly.
One ship. Like,
see, I think
medical frigates should be one ship. Like, it's
I think the battle
have an army.
I think the battle, if we see a battle, the battle we're going to see is when Thrawn comes out of hyperspace. That small fleet that was around the planet could still be there. Those two round ships and the one medical frigate or whatever they had,
with
like
the
could still be there, and he destroys those when he shows up.
Possibly that'd be cool.
That's a space battle you could have.
That'd be cool because there's not. I don't see like 18 super star destroyers showing up from anywhere, because there is no empire. Like the empire is dead. But there is rumblings that there's from what we get of Moff Gideon, he's like a little remnant kind of guy, like a little offshoot who's got a bunch of guys that are loyal to him, but he's since died, right? So Thrawn, as far as we know, he's not communicating with anyone.
No.
And has no reason to. And
yeah.
So it's weird. There's so much about Thrawn that they didn't give us. So for closure, yeah. So Joy made a good point about characters dying in the not the last episode to make the stakes higher. I don't think he's worried. It's the end of the series now. I don't think they're worried about raising any stakes at this point. I think they're worried about leaving us to talk on the internet for 4 years about left coast theories.
Yep.
So I'm not going to dish out any new left coast theories today, because I'm going to have 100 next week because he's going to leave us like all these different unanswered things. Like, God almighty, man. I can't even imagine. Just answer the Balin question. That's all. I could care less about. Yeah, Thrawn's cool, but if I have to wait 4 years to see him travel back to our galaxy, I'm cool with that. But I don't want to wait 4 years for him to tell us, oh yeah, Balin died when his ship ran out of gas, or just some stupid shit that's not relevant to nothing. So he needs to go out in a bang. If he's going out, which I do think that it worked out where Balin's story will match his real life, or he passed away in real life. I do think it'd be. I hate to think like that, but I don't think they planned on him being in more movies and shows, like as we've seen in most movies and stories. The villains usually get defeated, right? And new movie series, new trilogies, there's new villains and new things to worry about. So I do think he would be one of those characters. It would be sad, but it'd also be, he'd go out strong. It'd be a good way for him to go out. He's a cool character. I don't think I want to see him be recast by someone else to play the story that we didn't get to see with the actor. So yeah, I hope they kill him off in a glorious.
I just don't know who would kill him now. Because if they were going to kill him, they would have killed him when Ahsoka was fighting him. Ahsoka would have killed him if they were going to kill him.
Character is mysterious. Thrawn obviously doesn't care that Shin Hati and Balin live. In fact, he's made a point to say like he doesn't care. He's not bringing them with him, kind of thing. Like they don't have a seat on my bus back to Star Wars land. So
I think if she shows up,
Enoch is going to be the character that has some kind of a showdown with Balin, and he pulls out his triple-bladed pink and gold lightsaber that has been held secret for all these months. Nobody's spoiled it until right now. What's his name? Enoch has a triple-bladed pink lightsaber. Yep. Boom. That's not true.
He's gonna hold it. He's gonna hold it like this. It's gonna go. It's gonna go, and then it'll go.
But hey, man, maybe he's got some special fighting technique, and maybe he's a Jedi. We don't know nothing about him. Nothing. I think he's more important than just a gold mask and a hologram presence. So yeah, that's. I don't want to throw any theories out there. I don't know any spoilers. I really wish Ahsoka would have died more times by now. Oh, was he at the London celebration? Oh yes, he was. I remember now. I wasn't there.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Oh, Dino's not sleeping.
Dino. Yeah, he wasn't driving. He's here.
We just started, Dino. Welcome. So I hadn't seen no bangers in the chat of theories, but does anyone else think anyone's gonna die? From the main cast, Rebels or the baddies. I don't see any witches dying. I don't see Thrawn dying. I don't.
I think the deaths get later on. They come later on.
I don't see Carson Teva dying.
No.
I don't see Hera dying because she's not been super relevant to this series so far. It's cool to see. It's good eye candy. Again, lots of good eye candy in this series. I'll give it that. It has thrown in an alien when I was bugging out to see an alien. It threw in C-3PO when I was bugging out to see another droid for my member berries. So
And a hammerhead.
it's doing well. Anakin looked great. Again, my one thing when they first showed him,
And we
he
got a
looked like
hammerhead.
ass, and now he looks awesome. And now, of course, this episode. So I did have a theory where I said Hammerhead
Yep.
would show up in the Ahsoka series
And
it did
save the
happen.
day. And save the day. He voted.
He
that,
was the winning vote, wasn't he?
Yes, he voted that Hera gets set free and not go to jail for what she did.
Okay, Dino thinks Shin will die. I hope not. I like her. I want to see her more. She's been, I think, the best. Like, I'm a fan of Ray Stevenson, always have been, but she has been the best surprise actress that I've never heard of or seen before. Which in my Star Wars, it's cool to see an unknown actor come in and just play a soon to be kind of iconic role. I'm going to call it iconic, but just a powerful presence of a potentially evil, maybe, turning to good. We don't know. It's just, she's been, I think, the best in the show as far as acting goes. Her eyes, she's like, boom, everything, the way she looks at Balin when he says certain things, if she agrees or not, the way she questions him often, more often than not, she seems to always, she questioned him again too. She's like, oh, what, you're not coming with me? You're going to send me to fight two people with sticky sticks? One has two sticky, and you're not coming? So yeah, that was interesting. Emo Phillips. This isn't the Breakfast Club after show.
Yeah.
That's next week. So yeah, one big cameo being C-3PO, and I'm sure you weren't here when we brought up C-3PO, but that was awesome, right?
Yeah, no, I liked it.
And they did credit Anthony Daniels in the credits. So
yep.
I'm curious if they convinced Anthony Daniels to shoe into that costume one more time for a day.
No.
No,
he just did the voice. He didn't get in that costume.
Be interesting to see. I hope we see that clip come on YouTube tomorrow. That Anthony Daniels putting the helmet back on. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. So one more week of this, John. I don't know, man. I think we're all going to be a little bit disappointed at the finale of the show because there's going to be so many open, non-answered questions.
Well,
it'd be a cool cliffhanger, I'm sure, but I don't want
that. But that stuff doesn't disappoint me because the only time it ever disappoints me is when they don't come back to it, like Solo. Leaving that thread of what happened to Kira and the whole thing with Darth Maul at the end of Solo, like it's an atrocity that's never been resolved. And yes,
after,
they did
10 years at least now, right?
Yes, they did do a couple of comic books that tell you a little bit of Kira's story, and there's some stuff in books and comics about Maul and what happens, but I don't like it when they resolve. Like I still hate to this day that they killed Asajj Ventress in a book.
Yes.
I want to see it in a animated series or a live action thing. I cannot stand it when they resolve something in a book or a comic. If it started out in a TV show or a movie, they need to finish it in a format that's visual. Don't finish these threads in a comic or a book. I hate that. I hate it.
Here's something. Didn't Ashley Eckstein voice Asajj Ventress?
No.
As well as Ahsoka? Are you sure?
No. Yeah, I don't know. It's the same girl that did a lot of video games who did Asajj Ventress. She did stuff for Diablo 3 and other things.
Nika Futterman. Oh, there's 3 people.
You've already got it pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 different people. Okay, I thought someone mentioned something about it. Because I was going to say maybe Ashley shows up as her other cartoon character. but I don't. I guess I don't know what that other cartoon character is. I'm not nerdy enough. But yeah, overall, great episode. Let's see. Now let's see if we can give it a grade. I'll give this a grade. I think the episodes have slowly gotten better. I don't think that it's had its climax yet, but I'm going to give it another 8, a solid 8.
I'm leaning towards 8.5. You know.
Yeah, 8.5 has been the highest I've ranked one of the episodes.
I still think
But
number
this was-
5. I think number 5 was the best episode.
Same here.
But
That's
they've
the one I
all-
gave an 8.5.
But they've all been like an 8 to an 8.5. I think that in episode 5's been a better. You know, this is a good show. I like it.
Mr. B says 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's been pretty solid. I wasn't super excited for the first 3 episodes. I thought it started off slow. But then again, all the younger generation, they thought Andor started off slow, and I thought Andor was the cat's ass. Like that was some of the best shit I've seen ever on television. So, you know, there's a little bit of a generational gap, but I think this series has pleased us older, 39-year-old men, as well as the 20 and 30-year-old younger kids who grew up with the cartoons and the prequels. So I think it's done a great job to make us both happy. I'm not complaining at this point. As much as I hate the character of Ahsoka, the show is doing pretty damn well. But please give us closure on Balin. Please don't leave that open for nothing.
I really do think they had a bigger. Well, we'll see. We'll see next week what happens. But I kind of feel like they had a bigger plan in mind, especially with that actor playing the part. Like,
it would be a shame if they didn't, because even after filming for a couple of days, you go back and you watch your dailies or whatever, and you see like, wow, Ray is such a great actor. I'm already writing a script for Ahsoka season 5 now.
Yeah, I think they had a bigger. I think they had a bigger plan with that character, and it's just unfortunate that the actor passed away, and now they're going to have to work out something to give us a resolution without having that actor in the spot. So it's going to be hard for them to figure out what to do now, and that's why I was saying the easy way out is if Shin follows Balin. And then they go, well, we can do everything we planned for Balin to be. Now will be Shin,
Sure, yep.
But if Shin goes with Thrawn in the last episode, then they're stuck, So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought for a minute in this episode when all that stormtroopers showed up, and it was just Sabine and Ezra and all the turtle crabs. I'm like, and Ezra's like, hey, wait, let's talk first. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get captured. And I never even thought Ahsoka's 8 minutes away riding a donkey, coming to save you. That never included my mind. So when she did show up and lightsabers are flaring, she saved the day. But I'm like, oh, damn, I was hoping we're going to get someone was getting in trouble here. It's looking cool in the story. And then, no, they all got saved.
Yeah.
Everyone got saved.
That could have been a way for them all to get back on the ship, as if they came back as prisoners. There you go.
Maybe they fake. Maybe they all get captured on purpose. No, I don't think he wants to bring them back. He wants to barbecue them or something.
We'll see.
Yeah, so great episode this week. Thanks to for Ed for dropping in and dropping out and charging his phone. And thanks to Super John, as always, for stopping by and co-hosting the Ahsoka After Show. I'm really enjoying doing this. Man, next week better be a banger or else.
Yep.
Left coast.